Hello, welcome to the webinar, everyone. I'm going to reveal 3 little-known tips that can double to triple the leads or sales you get from your advertising, so you make a lot more money. These tips have made countless business owners wealthy, and I will show you several advertising examples that have done this. My name is Mike Pavlish, and I've been a direct response copywriter since 1988. So for over 30 years. My copywriting has sold over $418 million worth of products and services through both offline and online marketing. My clients include many small businesses you may have never heard of, but also larger firms including Agora, Caesar's Palace, HGTV, Flipper Flop, Craftmatic, Guthrie Ranker, American Association of Individual Investors, Symantec, Proactive, Vanguard Mutual Funds, and Google, to name a few. You're watching this webinar because you want a lot more sales from your advertising. You're smart. You know your advertising must generate more sales for your business to grow and provide you with the income you want. If your advertising does not generate a much higher response, your business will not grow. It can get run over by competitors whose advertising does work better than yours, and your business can fail, and you will lose the time and money you put into it. So you're very savvy to be watching this now, because it shows how much you care about your business and that you actually take action, which puts you far ahead of others. You know, since your business depends on advertising for its sales, the copywriting you use in your advertising is the number one most important factor that will determine whether your business succeeds or fails. I'm going to reveal to you 3 copywriting tips I use to get maximum sales from advertising, including websites, landing pages, Facebook and social media posts, email, TV, direct mail, print advertising, blog posts, and Facebook ads and funnels. These tips have made business owners like you millions and millions of dollars, and they can skyrocket your lead quantity, sales conversion rate, and make you a lot of money also. Does that sound good? Okay. These tips are vital to the success of your business, so please turn off your cell phone, business phone, and other distractions, and grab a pen to take notes. Legendary copywriter Claude Hopkins wrote, "I have seen one advertisement pull 19 times more sales than another one. That means you could be getting 19 times more sales or leads for your same advertising cost. What would all these new sales or good prospects do for your income? How would this improve your life?" Before I reveal these 3 copywriting secrets to you, here's a quick background on me. Starting at age 15, I started rewriting ads in magazines and reading books on copywriting and how to make money in mail order and direct marketing. At age 20, I subscribed to Gary Halbert's famous newsletter on copywriting and direct marketing. Just a few years later, he hired me to do copywriting with him and for him. Then he invited me to his seminars in California and Florida to help the seminar attendees with their copywriting. Over the years, I have started and sold 3 of my own businesses, 2 of which were very successful, and in one, the product was sold in over 34,500 stores, including all the Walmart stores, all the Walgreens, and all the CVS stores. In all these businesses, I use my copywriting and direct marketing to build them up and then sell them. I've been very fortunate to work and learn from copywriting legends Gary Halbert, Gary Benciviga, Dan Kennedy, and many others, and to work with today's most successful direct response companies. However, my greatest joy comes from helping fellow entrepreneurs who own companies that currently do between $1 million and $10 million in yearly sales and want to grow their business very fast and profitably. In the personal area, I've been married for 28 years with 2 adult children, a 9-pound Shih Tzu dog named Maya. I live in Ohio and Florida, and I enjoy family, golf, travel, investing, reading, and I'm a lifelong, suffering, diehard Cleveland sports fan. Okay, copywriting tip number 1 is to find and use a differentiator to make your product sound different and better than all your competitors. Famous ad man David Ogilvy said, "You need to promise a benefit which is unique and different." Why? According to an article in Forbes magazine, most Americans are exposed to at least 4,000 advertisements each day. That's a lot of clutter that your advertising has to cut through to get noticed and heard. Your best prospects have heard about a solution to the problem your product addresses dozens or even hundreds of times before. Think about that. If your advertising sounds like all the other solutions and marketing they've already seen, they're going to just ignore your advertising because it is the same old tired promise and there is nothing new or different about it. You'll just be another Me Too parrot in an already overcrowded market. Keep in mind, your prospects have most likely tried many solutions like yours in the past and they're very skeptical. This makes it even more important that your products sound different if they are to invest their time learning about it. What you want your product to say when he or she sees your advertising is, "Wow, this sounds different. I'm going to check this out now." Then, once he or she starts learning about your product and how it is different and better, the copywriting can develop all the customer benefits, overcome the objections, close, and make the sale. Now you may be asking, but what if your product or service is not that different from your competitors? Well, research your product and market and use your creativity to make your product sound different and exciting to the prospect. For example, here are 3 very profitable advertising promotions I wrote where I developed a theme or hook to differentiate the product and make it a large success. In the first example, I used my research and creativity to come up with the theme of the Chinese secret. In the next example for Vanguard mutual funds, I used the differentiator that you are throwing away up to 50% of your potential profits by investing in the wrong Vanguard mutual funds. In the final example here, my research team uncovered that French doctors put a great importance on liver health compared to American doctors. And I use that as a differentiator to build a very successful health business. Now, another technique I use and that you can use to differentiate a product and write advertising that skyrockets leads or sales is to go opposite of what everyone else is saying or to be controversial. Successful headlines of this include why the keto diet does not work for most people, the 3 things they never tell you about Botox, I'm fed up with coaches, and here's why. Let me give you an example here that has sold nearly $10 million worth of products online for a small business. Look at this product, Arctic Blast. Taken at face value, it is just another pain relief topical ointment like Bengay or Icy Hot. But when the husband and wife research team that I use on all of my copywriting projects started researching the ingredients in obscure journals, they found out that one of the ingredients in it had a 60-minute CBS TV show segment done on it by the famous reporter Mike Wallace. So to differentiate this product, I led off the online video sales letter with this 60-minute story like this.
Listen to Mike Wallace on 60 Minutes interviewing Dr. Stanley Jacob, MD.
Meantime, the puzzling story of DMSO continues. It is largely fueled by the efforts of one man, Dr. Stanley Jacob, an associate professor of surgery at the University of Oregon. For 15 years, this man, some would say this zealot, has been pushing DMSO because he believes so deeply, despite the doubters, in what DMSO can do. Patients make the journey to Dr. Jacob's office there almost as is verboten in the NFL.
In our business, availability is the most important thing. In other words, if a guy gets hurt, he could lose his job. So when someone comes to me and asks for me for it, I give it to him. And whether I'm legally okay to do that or not, I really don't care the repercussions because I know I'm going to help somebody.
Perhaps more typical of the legions who depend on DMSO are those who suffer chronic pain. Emily Rudick suffered searing, unrelenting pain from arthritis for years, and she could find no relief, she says, until DMSO. She'd no longer be playing the piano without it, she told us.
Do you see how this research led to uncovering something really different and unique about this product and how it was used? What was the result, you ask? This online promotion very profitably sold nearly $10 million worth of products, and it is still selling strong. How would you like those results for your product? Copywriting tip number 2 is to get your product or service positioning right. David Ogilvy, one of the most famous direct response advertising people ever, said, "We have learned the effect of your advertising on your sales depends more on this decision than on any other. How you position your product." I am not talking about your advertising headline here. I'm talking about how you position your product or service. Most people skip too quickly to the headline writing, and this mistake can be deadly because it doesn't matter how good your headline is if you are appealing to the wrong benefit. Does that make sense? Your product could have many different positions. You must pick the right one or you are dead in the water. Let me give you an example. Let's say your product is a healthy greens powder mix. You mix it with water and you drink it. It sells for $40 a month. Your main positioning could be any of these. More energy, less inflammation, better nutrition, better digestion. As I speak to you today, the most profitable positioning in direct marketing for this healthy greens mix would be better digestion. Why, you ask? Well, I'm a specialist in the natural health niche, so I can tell you from experience that at this price point, more energy never works. Less inflammation is too competitive. Better nutrition is too vague and doesn't work. However, better digestion, positioned as how to end your constipation and bloating, can be a big winner. In fact, I recently wrote this promotion which brings in sales of over 4 times the advertising cost. Yes, over 4 times the advertising cost in sales. Now, of course, you would bring in the other benefits later in the copy. It's what I call gradualization. Here's another example of picking the correct positioning. This is advertising I wrote for Home and Garden Television, HGTV. It is for Christina and Tarek El Moussa for their #1 rated cable TV show Flip or Flop. It is for a business that teaches people in a seminar how to flip houses for profits like they do on their TV show. This advertising was very successful because it used the correct positioning of how to end your money problems. I had to fight to get this positioning tested. Most people wanted to use the standard positioning of how to flip real estate, featuring the details like finding property, bidding, fixing, and reselling. I argue these were just features and not the end result benefit the prospect wanted at this point in the advertising cycle. When the client later tested this wrong positioning pulled less than half the sales of what my big winner did. Here's another example of copywriting that increased response to advertising by, in this case, 508%. That's 5 times more leads for the same advertising cost. And these were better quality leads also. The previous headline in the sales letter was Liquor Control Unit. The new headline I wrote was, now save $120 a day from liquor overpours and free shots for only $4.23 a day. Do you see the big difference? As a sports fan, I was thrilled when the owner of this business, David Isaacs, called me the LeBron James of copywriters. The old positioning and headline forgot to ask the key question that you need for breakthrough advertising success. What are you really selling? For example, if you are selling an investment newsletter, you are not really selling an investment newsletter. No, you are really selling being an insider, having a lot more money than similar investors, avoiding losing investments, and having no financial worries in retirement. And another example, if you are selling business coaching to entrepreneurs, you are not really selling business coaching. No, you are really selling how to stay out of the rat race, make more profit in your own business, and have more free time. Here's the point. People will not figure out the customer benefits of your product or service on their own. And they will not realize why your product is different or better. You must be creative and tell what your product will do for them, and it must be the main benefit they want. I have a big advantage in this because I have written hundreds of advertising promotions, and I know what works best and what does not work. And I have many high-level contacts to know new breakthrough ideas that are working best now. My third copywriting tip is to use as much proof as you possibly can, because proof equals profits. The secret to huge success in direct response advertising is to make the right promise and then to prove it beyond any doubt. People are more skeptical today than ever before. If you don't thoroughly prove every promise that you make, you won't make the sale. It's as simple as that. I use a list of 16 different types of proof when I write advertising copy. I get as many of these 16 different types of proof into every piece of advertising I write for my clients. Here is one example of my copywriting that shows the importance of proof. Notice all the proof elements right on this cover page. Doctors, 2 Nobel Prize winners take this every day, 2 doctors' names, the University of California, ESPN, CNN, quote from doctor. So never make a benefit claim without quickly proving it. Today's consumer is over-marketed to. They are resistant to over-the-top claims that sound too good to be true and have no proof behind them. They don't believe undocumented hype anymore. They've been burned from ordering these products before that do not have proof behind them. Let me give you an example. Don't just say you can lose 20 pounds. Instead, say you can lose 20 pounds because 534 of our students have already lost 20 pounds or more with our fitness programs. And here are testimonials from a lot of them. Do you see the difference in believability? I've just given you 3 important copywriting tips to increase your advertising sales and profits. Secret number 1, find and use a differentiator to make your product sound different and better than all of your competitors. Secret number 2, get your positioning right. Secret number 3, prove every benefit claim you make. These are tried and true because I've used them to sell over $418 million in products and services. Now, let's discuss the copywriting that needs to pull a great response to the advertising for your business. That's the most important thing here. You can try to do your own copywriting, but it takes decades of full-time experience to become a master copywriter, the same as it does to become a master at any other skill. If you try to do your own copywriting, most likely you will suffer with poor advertising results for 10 or 20 years before you finally succeed, if you ever do. Or you can let me do your copywriting for you and get great results now. Over the years, I have developed an exclusive 58-point maximum response copywriting checklist that I use for every promotion I write. It assures that my copywriting includes the most powerful and proven response generators. This 58-point checklist is a powerful reason my clients get maximum advertising response, sales, and return on their investment. Just like every other business owner, you are so wrapped up in and close to your business, it is very hard to see the breakthrough big advertising ideas that will skyrocket your sales. Like the famous saying goes, you are too close to the forest to see the trees. This is why the most successful businesses and direct marketers hire the best copywriters, because it makes them a lot of money. Now here's what some business owners and marketing directors like you have said about the results of the copywriting that they hired me to write for them. Millions of dollars in increased revenues. Number 1 of the 14 top copywriters that we've hired. Mike's brilliant copywriting pulled 3.5 times the advertising cost. Extremely profitable for us. 3 to 4 times more orders. Very impressed. Outpulled a big time New York agency 2 to 1. Leads doubled and costs dropped 40%. Made me millions. All big winners. When you hire me to do copywriting for you, I will promise you 4 things. I will use my over 30 years of experience in selling over $418 million in products and services and my 58-point checklist in an attempt to write you a huge winner. My goal is to get you the maximum amount of leads or sales for your business for the lowest cost so you make the most profit. I will get to know your product, company, and prospects very well first so that my copywriting resonates with them. I will thoroughly research your product and market and use my creativity to make your product sound different and exciting to the prospect. And finally, your satisfaction with my copywriting is guaranteed. There is no extra charge for up to 2 sets of revisions after you receive my copywriting. Keep in mind that just one successful promotion of a Facebook ad, online landing page, direct mail piece, or TV ad can make you hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, or even millions of dollars a year, which makes my fees pretty insignificant in comparison. Because you use advertising to build your business, remember, copywriting is the #1 key to your business success or failure. Let me relate this to something else like your health. Let's say you had a serious heart problem and you needed an operation. Well, the #1 key to your success or failure would be the quality of the heart surgeon you hired. Would you hire a cheap surgeon, or would you hire the best one you could find? It is the same with the copywriter you hire, because copywriting is the #1 main driver of your business. If you try to cheap out and hire a copywriter like a commodity by price only, your advertising will fail and your business will fail, most likely. I've seen this too many times to count over the past 3 decades. So please, no matter who you hire, don't be penny wise and pound foolish. You get what you pay for. Legendary copywriter Claude Hopkins wrote, "I've seen one advertisement pull 19 times more sales than another one." That means you could be getting 19 times more sales or leads for the same advertising cost. What would all those new sales or good prospects do for your income? And how would this improve your life? Okay, here's how to hire me to do copywriting for you, or have me look at your current advertising and copywriting and make recommendations that can skyrocket your response. This is a special limited time only offer that is available during this webinar. I'm offering you the opportunity to receive a personal expert review and recommendations for your advertising and copywriting. You will receive 3 or more big ideas I think will skyrocket your advertising response and profits. Here's how it works. You send me your advertising now ahead of time so I can study it. Then we will have a phone call and discuss your advertising, copywriting idea, and your business goals, and what copywriting project you should have done first. Of course, I will ask some questions to determine what I think will work best for you, and then I'll quote you a fee. I will also answer any questions you have. During the call, I will give you 3 or more big ideas I think will skyrocket your advertising response and profits. My recommendations are based on 30 years of experience in helping build very profitable businesses like yours. This includes making many business owners wealthy. This expert review and recommendations is regularly a $300 value, but now on this webinar, it's only $150. The length of our phone call will be about a half an hour. And this offer gets even better because if you hire me for a copywriting project within 10 days after our phone call, the $150 fee will be credited towards your copywriting fee. So that means your expert review and recommendations will have cost you nothing. That's right. My expert custom review and recommendations for your advertising will have cost you nothing. To get the special half-off rate of only $150, you must book this special now while on this webinar. In a moment, your browser should open up a new tab with this special offer on it. If it does not, just type this address into your browser to go to the special offer page. www.untitled mikepavlish.com/special. Click on the link and use your credit card to make your investment of only $150. Now, if you're not sure if you should have any copywriting done at all, or if so, what copywriting you should have done first, that's okay. A lot of my clients were not sure at this point either, but we figured out what was best when we talked. So just go ahead and make your investment, and I will give you my expert advice, and we will figure this out on our phone call. After you reply, I will send you an email to schedule a phone call with you within the next 3 business days. I'm very easy to work with, and this arrangement has worked well for hundreds of business owners and marketing directors. So don't wait and lose out. Get maximum response from your advertising. Get a lot more leads or sales from your advertising for the same advertising cost. Increase your profits exponentially. Order your personal review and recommendations right now, and then you will receive an email to schedule a time for us to talk within the next 3 business days. It's a very smart investment you'll be glad you made. Thank you. Okay, Cindy, please give me a list of the questions that came in so I can answer them. Okay? Yeah, let me take a sip of water first. Thank you. Okay, question. Have you done copywriting for my type of business, which is coaching and mentoring? Yes, a lot. No matter what type of business you're in, the answer to this is almost for sure yes, because I've done work with over 300 different businesses in over 40 different fields. Question. Do you do mostly online copywriting? Yes, mostly online, mostly digital. I do a lot of online funnels like Facebook ads, landing pages, online video sales letters, and then blog posts to get businesses listed higher for Google searches. But I also do a lot of traditional direct marketing like direct mail packages, which are still very successful these days, which surprises many people. Question. If I decided to hire you to write copywriting, when would I receive it? Well, not overnight, that's for sure. I'm always booked in advance, but the delivery time varies by my schedule at the moment. We will agree on a delivery date when we talk. I'll try to accommodate your needs, of course. Question. My business is different. I'm concerned you won't understand my business, my product, or my customers. Okay, don't worry, I will. I will study your business, product, and customers. Then I will interview you and ask you questions. I will also read any background material you can send me and that I will request from you. I will have a very good knowledge, and that will be reflected in the on-target copywriting. Question. What if I get your copywriting back and I want things changed on it? Good question. That is no problem, and there's no extra cost. Your satisfaction is always guaranteed. There is no charge for up to 2 sets of revisions if they are assigned within 30 days of receiving my copy and not based on a change in the copy assignment. Next question. Are there any type of offers you will not do copywriting for? Yes. I'm not judging it, but anything gambling related, because my family history includes compulsive gambling, and I do not feel comfortable promoting it. Question. I'm not sure if I should get an online sales letter or blog post or website written by you first. Can you give me your opinion on which I should get done first? Yes. When we talk, based on your budget and business stage, I will give you my opinion on which you should have done first. This will be based on what advertising promotion will give you the biggest bang for your buck and give you the highest potential return on your investment. Question: is there any obligation or pressure to hire you for copywriting if I take the $150 review and recommendations offer? No, absolutely not. No obligation or pressure at all. You and I will have a nice, relaxed, fun conversation, and I will give you 3 big ideas I think will skyrocket your advertising sales and income. I will answer any questions you have. If you are interested in having me do copywriting for you, we can discuss what you want written or what I recommend you have written, the fee and delivery date. That's it. And then if you decide to hire me within 10 days of the call, your $150 fee will be applied towards the copywriting fee. So that means your review and recommendations call will have cost you nothing. But there is no obligation. Question: what makes you different than other copywriters? Great question. A lot of things. I'm also a successful entrepreneur myself who has used direct marketing to start, build up, and then sell very successful businesses. I have tons of experience working with hundreds of other direct marketing-based businesses. I am one of the most successful copywriters in the world. I don't want to sound like I'm boasting, but I have to answer your question. I have sold over $418 million in counting in products and services. I use an exclusive proprietary 58-point copywriting checklist when I do my copywriting. I offer my clients their satisfaction guaranteed. There are more, but do you see all the ways I'm different than other copywriters? Question: what is the biggest mistake people make in hiring a copywriter? I wrote a report on how to hire the best copywriter. I'll be happy to send it to you upon request. But I would say the number one mistake that inexperienced business owners make is to hire a copywriter who offers them a cheaper fee, and then they end up with copywriting that does not work for them. You get what you pay for, and then since copywriting is the number one most important thing for your business success, it's the worst thing to cheap out on. Okay, Cindy or Mark, do I have any more questions that I can answer? Okay, it looks like there are. Question: do you offer free advice? No, because that would be bad advice. To give you good advice, I need to study your current advertising or ideas first, and I need to ask you questions to understand the vital parts of your business and advertising. My knowledge and experience has taken me 30 years to acquire, and it takes me a lot of time and thought to properly review and make custom recommendations for your business. Questions: are there any catches or fine print to this $150 offer? No, there are no strings attached. It is an introductory offer where you can see if you like the advertising ideas I have for your business at a very small cost and at no obligation. Question: sounds great, but I'm a bit hesitant. What have others said about this $150 consultation? Okay, let me grab my testimonial file here. Okay, here it is. Okay, here's a testimonial that recently came in. Scott Livingston, a financial publisher, said, "Mike, it was great to talk with you, and thank you for all the great ideas you gave me on the review and recommendations call about our marketing. Your insight will pay off for us big time. I was told you were great and a copywriter to the celebrities, and my colleagues were right. I'd grade the call an A+ and 10 out of 10, and one of the best $150 I've ever spent." Cindy, Mark, any more questions? No? Okay. That's it, folks. Thanks for listening. I look forward to speaking with you in a few days.